Alright, we're back. And we are exploring the first dungeon. Well, second dungeon, I guess. Ooh. Escape fruit. Nice. But I can't pick it up yet. I almost forgot. Revive fruit. So you can hear the monsters, but I don't see any of them just yet. Holy. And a tasty fruit. Nice, that's what I need. Alright, let's fight them all. That's gonna mess up my day, probably. Good thing that's super weak. So here's the most unique part about the game, capturing guys. Oh no, and a 95% chance and I still failed. That makes me so sad. Alright, let's try this again. Sweet! I now have a goblin. I'll capture this roller here. And we can just kill the other goblin. And I went up by 3 levels. And if you see that I have a party of 3 now, so my ratio has gone up. So I get quite a few more experience points. Or rather, their party ratio went up. So I'll grab this tasty fruit now. Because now if you look, I can hold way more items after leveling up. So usually when I enter dungeons in this game, I only bring my main items and 1 fruit. Because if I carry any more, sometimes you don't find fruits for eating too often, and you end up really getting screwed over, which you'll probably see happen to me quite a few times later on. You see me running to the walls a lot because the camera angle and like the way it controls is kind of weird in this perspective. Alright, so we have gained some things here, and since my guys are only at level 1, I want to raise my charisma so that their defense is a bit higher, so they don't get stomped out on the next level. So I'll select that, as I'm sure. And now I can release my allies that I've captured. And use them to help me on the next floor. One of the downsides to having allies, though, is that they require food, too. Nice. Alright, so let's beat up this guy here. So sometimes they won't obey you, which kind of sucks, but... Usually, even though it says they don't obey you, they end up attacking somebody anyway. So it's not really that big of a deal. Oh, this floor seems pretty big. Alright, so I beat up some more goblins here. Man, this goblin sucks at listening. Wow, he really sucks at listening. Okay, so more goblins to fight here. I really hope my roller does something this time. So he didn't listen to me, but he hit that guy anyway. Yeah, the roller just doesn't want to listen to me. He just, like, defends the entire time. What a jerk. Okay, so I'll grab this heal fruit here. And I'll start a fight with these guys. Yeah, neither of them want to listen to me. It's pretty annoying. Ditch both of you guys later. Ungrateful jerks. Let's see. There's probably one of the stats that tell me like how much he'll listen to me. But I'll figure that out later. Maybe I'll find it on Wiki or something. Somewhere that'll have it explained for me. Oh, I'm gonna go back and fight those guys on the map. I see them. I'm gonna go over there and ruin their day. Of course they didn't obey me. Oh, the goblin did. Good job, goblin. Proud of you, son. So yeah, things get way easier once your monsters have actually leveled up. It just sucks because sometimes you go into some dungeons and your monsters are at level 1 and they just get destroyed and you have no revive fruit. And sometimes the monsters get stuck along the wall, as you can see. If you look on the map, my bug isn't with me, but when I go to the next floor, go to the next area, he'll just show up. He's not gone forever. So they seem pretty okay now, so I'm going to send my luck higher so I can try and find more things. And we'll go to the next floor. Alright. More guys to beat up. So you look at the vitality where it says, when you do an attack here, you notice that it drains your vitality. And like, it doesn't really matter so much for Sword, because his attacks are fairly weak, but sometimes you'll find better weapons that are stronger, but they drain your vitality like crazy, but give you different attacks. So it's kind of a unique game in that way when it comes to weapons, because you can do a variety of different attacks depending on what weapon you have. See, the roller didn't obey me, but he still attacked that guy. Which is good enough for me. Alright, so I'll use my tasty fruit on Sword here, because his hunger meter's already at half. Oh, good thing he didn't obey me. One thing about this game, though, is if you target an area where an enemy isn't anymore, you'll still attack that area. So if an enemy decides to move, all of your attacks will head to that area, regardless of if the enemy is there or not anymore. It's not auto-targeting like a lot of other games. Alright, so that's the exit there. But we want to keep exploring. Oh, there's a restoration for my life here. For some reason it won't let me fight them. I think it's because of the narrow hallway there. Alright, I'm finding lots of stuff. I like finding escape fruits and revive fruits. Mostly because they're worth lots of money. At least I remember them being worth lots of money. I haven't actually played this game in about 5 years or so now. Alright, so we've explored most of the area now. And here's a new enemy, armor. These guys are a bit harder to capture though. So if I can get my guys to not beat him up... Ah! I was hoping to damage him and then capture him, but my crew decided that he needed to die. But there'll probably be others, so we'll capture the next one that we run into. Alright, so that's pretty much this entire floor. So let's fight these guys here. And you want to kill everybody on every floor. Because regardless, at the end you have to fight a boss. And you need all of the experience you can get when you fight him. For the most part. Sometimes the bosses aren't too bad. But you'll get different versions of the boss at the end of the level. I don't know what it depends on, but I know that there's different versions all the time, and some of them are harder than others. Alright, there's another armor. So this time I'm just going to move to capture him immediately. Hopefully one of my guys end up hitting him. Even if I tell them not to. I figured that would happen. Yeah, teamwork. Betting on the fact that someone's not going to listen to you. And somehow I still got one experience point. One experience point. I'm not going to bother to go back to that restoring area because they'll just drain my hunger. Turn my luck up one more. And head to the next floor.